So, I have a question, my dears. You know who I am, of course, because I am, of course, but I am like Popeye. I have seen in signals tradecraft something into this that and also well, people that are sort of like in my corner that a kibbutz in Israel may be at risk for being rocketed by Hamas or some allied government, which of course means terrorists, because after all Hamas is a terrorist group. And ta-da! We have students going to Weston. Now, what's the most important thing you can think of in Palestine? The West Bank. Where the bloody hell is the West Bank? In Israel! Israel proper. Right. But of course the Israelis don't think that the Palestinians are playing on a level playing field. And of course the roadmap to peace has been cut short by all kinds of shit. Some of it old, some of it new. Some of it bottled, some of it blue. And anyway, the Russians, if you know who the Russians are, of course you do, are kind of like in the loop because they're so diligent in their effort to get rid of subversives. And of course the former KGB people, who are they? Well, they are my friends in the intelligence agencies that I rely on for most everything. And that means the president is actually in big ass trouble. And he should be careful because one of the high-ranking DOD folks, of course that would be Department of Defense, is turned. And they are turned corrupt. And of course, if the Secretary of Defense, Chuck Hagel, meets with President Obama today, possibly with or without the Vice President, possibly without, then we have a Valkyrie kind of like situation, i.e. Potentially bomb on board, B-O-B. That's why we had Dr. Bob tomorrow and Dr. Joe today. Now, how do I know this? Am I clairvoyant? No. Am I Superman? No, Superman's a terrorist. But this is the thing. Anyway, if you have a shadow of a chance to get rid of this evil fucking shit, please do. So I'm totally fucking pissed off about this. And down to cases. The president, according to his schedule, is meeting with well, he's going to give a speech to he's going to have there's a memorial service for Mr. Foley. If you look at radio, that is Radio Free Europe, or you know, the radio business, we had Foley, who is a man managing a radio station, and the radio station, of course, was had reporters, and the reporters, of course, had felony records, and felony records, of course, wiped clean by certain magical keys like strokes. So, to float your boat even better, even more profoundly, I have to tell you one little tiny bit of news. That when Bob Foley, I think his name Bob, died, he did not actually die. He disappeared because he was in a kind of situation where he couldn't do nothing except die. So he faded away and he went into the witness protection program with the FBI. Now the terrorists, i.e. all these motherfuckers, are basically knowing about all this stuff because they can break past any firewall. How? Because they're telepathic, of course. And Anyway, the connection here is that Radio Free Europe, i.e. Free Palestine, i.e. the boss. The boss, of course, means a bomb. A bomb means press. So when the press when the press moves to where the president is going to give a speech, right now, the press will actually be having somebody on the bus, on the conveyance, who has a bomb in their briefcase, a la Valkyrie, and they will try to take out the president, who is, of course, Lyndon Baines Johnson. Of course, if it isn't Lyndon Baines Johnson, then who the fuck is it? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. Anyway, I'm out of focus now, so I don't know why. Anyway, the mystery of this whole thing is that all this shit works perfectly. You know why? Magic. Magic, babies. Anyway. Anyway, so I could say in a more specific manner, which I probably won't, is that Chuck Hagel has on his staff a member who used to be with the Department of Treasury and used to work for the Secret Service, but now works for the DOD, and of course he has a certain penchant, that is a desire to facilitate his own rise to prominence, fame, and martyrdom. And if he has this penchant, then you should be careful that he doesn't get his pension, because he is a, how do I say it? Motherfucker. So anyway, just don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. So we have 1 and 2. It's like a 2-blow stroke. Strike. We have the quote-unquote international press going to see where the president is going to have a speech, which I hope you've delayed a certain amount of time, and possibly we'll have somebody on the bus and in the press corps, closed press, credentialed, pre-credentialed. Don't mean shit anymore, because nobody knows what anybody is. And with that 1 comes 2. If the 1 don't work, 2 will work, because the DOD guy with a top secret clearance of unimaginable proportions, having worked for the Secret Service, and now the DOD, goes into the meeting with Chuck Hagel, and he has a bomb. End of story. Superman is satisfied, and so am I. I think I need a drink. This Operations Officer Windfall. I can only say one thing with absolute assurance. I am not a crook. Yes, I am not a crook. But I am fuzzy, and I am chicken. See the chicken? The chickens are coming home to roost. See? Anyway. I don't know, take that for what it's worth. So. How do I know this stuff? Time. Time, and of course the most important thing, craft, or tradecraft. Anyway, bingo! Bingo! I see you, brother rat.